Welcome back to another Minecraft video. In this video, I'm going to be looking at this giant sugarcane farm I've made. Now, you don't have to build it this big. I'll show you how you can expand it, and then if you want to, you can expand it to this size or bigger. Or you can keep it rather small. So it's reasonably lag friendly for a sugarcane farm, because when the farm is switched off, all the minecarts are stored in these droppers and hoppers at the side here. So I've used this pattern because it's the most efficient one. Every single water block has 4 dirt around it. Now it is quite hard to place, like you have to put quite a bit of effort into placing this, so if you wanted to make it easier to place, you could just do strips or something. The collection system is very similar to the design I used on my big mob farm recently, and similar to an Il Mango design. The minecarts aren't dispensed instantly when they come back. Instead, it waits for the flying machine to come back and then it triggers it. So what will happen is the flying machine will go across, come back, everything will be sitting around, the minecarts then run off, pick it all up, and then bring it back and drop it into this area over here, which should have quite a bit of sugarcane in it, yeah, and some other items that I've accidentally dropped in. So this is the on-off switch, so when I flick this, the flying machines will now start. As you can see, they'll fly along. They'll come along here. These observers and note blocks trigger the piston to send it back. Like that. Now you can see there's quite a few items sitting down here and sitting on this bit here. So then when it comes back here, you'll see the minecarts get triggered. So yeah, now it comes back, all the minecarts get dispensed. So they all go across. You can see there's minecarts the whole way across. There's some little gaps because of the angles, but there are minecarts everywhere. And now you'll see every bit of sugarcane will disappear. When the minecarts come back, they come up here. Because they're on soul sand, they can drop through onto a rail here, which then causes them to be partially inside this lava cauldron, which then breaks them. For some reason, the minecart will then drop into this bit here, and the items drop into this water. Not really sure what causes them to go that way and stuff, but it works. And then I've just got it going into this water stream. So I haven't got a clock at the moment. I've just got it going back and forward, which in a way causes some more lag, but in a way stops you getting a big lag spike when all the flying machines go out at once and break a load of sugarcane. Usually get about 5 stacks. Okay, got a bit less that time. There are stairs that are waterlogged here to make sure some of these edge blocks, because let's say this block here is not next to this water, not next to this water, not next to this water. If I continued the pattern, there'd be a water that side, which would do it, but instead I've just put waterlogged stairs along the edge. So if we switch the farm off, what you'll see happen is the flying machines will come back, stop, but they'll still trigger the minecarts, causing the minecarts to go and pick up the last items. Okay, so you saw they just went, and they'll now go along, pick up all the items, and come back. Oh, this might be... Oh, that was one run. Yep, one run got me over 5 stacks. So, yeah, this is very powerful. And we just had another run, and that got me 4 stacks plus 50. So, yeah, it's getting me around 5 stacks for this size every time, which is pretty good since there's no clock, and it's just going back and forward constantly. So I'll show you how to build a very small farm. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is choose where you want your farm and make a platform like this. Now this will be for the rails underneath. So first you need to decide where this platform will end and where the collection system starts. So it needs to be this block here, and then you need to go across 8 blocks and place a redstone block line. You could also power it some other way. So once you've made your platform for the rails, you need to place the rails. So you need to place it a line at a time, but when you start the next line, you don't want to start like that, because then it will do that if you're doing it in a certain direction. So you want to start like that, one block in, and then like continue it. So then you should have a platform like this. Now I'm gonna put in the collection system first, and then put in the flying machines and sugarcane. So you need to put note blocks here in front of these rails, and then on top of here you need detector rails. Now if you place them this way around, I think they will mess up, so you have to be facing the right way as well. Then you need observers on the note blocks, followed by blocks on the front of them. Then on top of the blocks here you need a dropper facing upwards, and then a hopper needs to go into that on the back. Then you need cauldrons on top, which have to have lava in them. Then on top of the cauldron you need soul sand or mud. Those are the only two I know of. It needs to be a block that you can place rails on but isn't quite a full block. So if I put another block here next to the soul sand, you'll see I drop down a little bit. Then you need 2 blocks behind the hoppers. Then you need to place a rail here, and keep going in that order like this. Then you can remove these rails because you don't need them. Now you need regular blocks on top of the observers, and dispensers on top of the droppers, also facing upwards. Then you need activator rails on here, which to update the dispenser. A powered rail would also do that, but it would then link up with these ones and be powered constantly and wouldn't do that job then. Now you can put powered rails on top the dispensers and on top of the soul sand. Then you need to somehow power these powered rails, so I'm just going to put redstone blocks on top. Here you need to waterlog these rails, and then what will happen is the water will flow off here and you can have that go into some collection system. So I've used signs, and then it drops into this main water stream. But it's up to you how you use that. You also need some blocks along here, and then you need amethyst clusters or heads, so it could be like wither skeleton skulls or something as well. But I feel like amethyst clusters are easier to obtain as long as you haven't got like a wither skeleton farm. So then it should look like this. Now you just need to add this redstone line along here on top of all the activator rails. So you need blocks, some sort of solid block, followed by redstone dust along the top. Now I'm going to build the actual platform for the sugarcane. So you need to come with some sort of stair, and don't place it on the first flat one but the second flat one. And you need stairs along, like this, so they all should line up like that. And then you need to go 1 block further out at the ends, and then you need to continue the stairs along the edge around the area you're going to have the sugarcane in. Wherever you choose to stop, you then need to go across with more stairs and connect it to the stairs the other side. So then you should have like a rectangle of stairs around like this. Then you need to start placing the dirt. There are different patterns you can do, but the one I'm gonna show is the one I've used over there, which is the most efficient space wise. So you need to place 4 blocks and then skip 1, and then place another 4 blocks and then skip 1, and you keep doing that. On the next one you need to place 1 block, skip a block, place 4 blocks, skip a block, place 4 blocks, and continue it like that. Then on the next one you need to place 3 blocks, skip 1, place 4 blocks, skip 1, and continue the 4 block pattern. Then on the next one you need to leave a block, place 4 blocks, leave a block, place 4 blocks. On this one you need to place 2 blocks, skip a block, place 4 blocks, skip a block, place 4 blocks. So then you should get this pattern repeating, and now you can just repeat those 5 lines again and again, because if we go to the next one, we need to place 4 blocks and skip a block, 4 blocks, and it's like that first one we did. Every 5 across you do this pattern. So then you should get something like this, and then you can put water in all these empty spaces. Along with putting water in these blocks here, you need to put water in the stairs. Now, you don't actually have to put it in all the stairs, but I think that's the simplest thing. What you need to do is where there would be a water block, you need to put water in there. But I'm just going to show putting it in all of them, because one, it looks neater, and also then it's not so complicated to explain. Now you should be able to put sugarcane on every single dirt block. You could also use sand or another type of dirt, but I think dirt's a bit easier to get than sand. So now you have this, what you'll need to do is extend your rail line 1 block further than these stairs, and then you'll need to put rails on there. Now you need some sort of solid block at the end of the rails, and on top of that you need to add 2 more blocks on all of that, so you have a 3 block high wall. Now we can actually start building the flying machines. So I'm going to build a full-sized flying machine just to show how to, but it will go partially off the edge. So from these blocks here, you need to go 2 blocks out, place a regular block, and then you need to place 9 slime blocks. You then need a sticky piston like that and an observer like that. Once you've done that, you need to build out like this and put a sticky piston facing this way at the slime block. Then you need to place 9 slime blocks next to this sticky piston. I am not counting. Oh, I guessed correctly. Then a normal block on the end, and then an observer needs to face this way. Now you need to come down here, place a block here, place a block underneath, break this block, and put a redstone dust on top. Doesn't matter whether it's a dot or a cross. Then you need a block on top of the observer and a block either side of that. And then you need a redstone repeater in between. Doesn't matter which way around, depends which way you want to send the signal. And then redstone dust on the other 2. Now you need to come over to your wall and place a note block in line with your sticky piston over there. And then place a regular block on top of that and an observer facing with its face this way and the dot into this block. Your flying machine is ready to start the first time, so all you need to do is place a dropper here in front of the observer, which will send it off. Now it will go back and forward constantly, but if you want to stop it, you flick this lever, and as it comes back, it will then stop like this. Now what you need to do is add regular blocks on this side, anywhere where the slime blocks aren't going to touch the wall. If there's a spot where a slime block's going to touch the wall, which is any of these slime blocks here that are further forward, you need obsidian. And then once you've done that, you need to place blocks on top of all these blocks and raise the wall. This is just to stop items firing out. Now your farm should be ready. All you need to do is place the minecart, so you need to put 1 on each rail. I'd say it's easiest to put them in at this end. Now if we turn off this lever, it will go along, break all the sugarcane, and in this case, because of how short it is, it all fires down here, and then the minecarts go under, pick it up and come back, dropping it in here, and you saw it just fired out into the void. And then if you want to stop the farm, you just do this. So this is the farm working. If you want to extend the farm, the one thing that you have to consider is this wire's length. The gap is too big for just redstone dust, so you need to put a repeater halfway. And if you want it a certain size, you can just make these arms shorter, like this one over here. We can just shorten it to, let's say, this. I mean, it's not even needed at all, this one, really, but you do need this slime block to hold the observer and sticky piston. So yeah, I think that's the farm basically explained. It's quite confusing in a way. If you've got any questions, you can ask in the comments and I can try and help. Although it's probably quite hard to explain through that. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified. Bye!